Sorry. Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Um, on initialization, it reads the RTC module if it's available. If it's not available, it will set just a default invalid date, which is 21st of January something, and it will be invalid until we get a GPS log, and then it sets the correct date. And if there is a real-time clock module, then it will set that date. But if it's like before 2024 or something, then it will invalidate it. We can't really do any better checks than that, I think.
Dilla,
Yeah.
there is that time valid bit in the real-time clock to tell that the power, the lost power, therefore lost its timing.
Yeah, there is, but it's I'm now using the M5 RTC
Oh, right.
again, and that one has it built in. I
Yeah,
if I
it's
remember
it's
correctly.
renamed to get volt low. And um if you look at the documentation is wrong. If the bit is one, then the RTC lost power or had low voltage situation. And
Right.
if everything is good, it's a zero. But
Okay.
the documentation has it switched.
That makes it easier as well.
Yeah. So if you wanted to use the M5 interface for it rather than the I2C interface for it, you could do that. I did. I updated. That's the Teeny RTC library update was for that. I added a class for that particular device through the M5 interface.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see. I'll just add that right now. So
Yeah, and
if
thanks for
fault
figuring
low,
out the
it sets it to 1. If it's
If it's bad.
it's a Boolean, so it's true if the fault was, or
It,
it's false if the.
it, it's true if the voltage dipped low. In other words, it lost its real-time clock battery.
right, right. Even though the documentation is wrong. The documentation says it's a one if everything is good, and it's
Oh,
zero.
right.
Do you see the documentation for that?
Okay, so the documentation is wrong.
Is
The get
wrong. Yeah.
fault low means
Yeah.
that if the voltage has been low, it still
Yeah.
returns true if that was
That's
the
that sent
case,
me
and
on
that
a
means
that
it lost. Okay.
yeah, that sent me down a rabbit hole. Like, okay, why is my routine not working?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Um,
you figured out that the documentation was wrong with yourself, Michael, or it's somewhere on a post somebody found that already?
No, it's on their official documentation.
No, yeah, it's wrong there. That's what you mean.
Yes, yes.
So did you inform the other people that the other people started to use it and they
Like raise an
I
issue, you mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't
it's an
raise the
issue.
issue.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
should.
Because then other people will not have the same trouble. I mean,
Right. It's not actually written in the comment is not actually written in the code. It's in their documentation, M5 documentation database,
hmm,
which is not on GitHub.
I see.
is it on the? Wait, I'm trying to find the 5 docs. Unified RTC.
And then search for get volt low.
Yeah, okay, I got it. It says true, no power failure. Yeah, okay.
Right.
And that's
True.
wrong because
Yeah,
Yeah,
true is that the voltage has
that
been
is a
low.
voltage problem. Yeah,
right.
that's a good find, Michael.
Okay.
Well, it wouldn't work without it. So
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if you read the function, it says get fault low. You would expect like a true to be a
yeah,
failure
Yeah.
then. So if you
yeah,
don't read the docs, then everything works.
yeah. Well, my mistake.
Yeah. Well, thanks for updating that. I added it to the function. So if the fault has been low or the date is like before 2024, just an extra check that doesn't really
Right.
matter.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so then the RTC will set the system time, which before we had like some weird functions for that, but now if the system time is set, the system time also sets the RTC again. And then
If you use the M5 interface, there is actually a command to set the system time from the RTC.
That's true, but that's only if the RTC module is available. So
right,
unlike the M5 basic or the core basic, that's not available. So it's basically I copied the code basically.
right.
And it also has the time zone functions with the set env.
Okay.
And we can also implement some time zone functions like in the settings and then use it here to set the time zone in the device itself,
Right.
which is quite nice.
Yeah, I have a crude way to do that in the test bed.
Yeah.
You want to set up the time zone also in the config page, so you can set the time zone there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an option we can explore.
Because some people like that. You can just set it manually.
Yeah.
So if you have to move to another place and you don't have a lock yet, you can just set it.
Right.
Yeah, so and the GPS then also saves to the system, and then the system saves to the RTC again. So it's a small flow going in the daytime provider, which is gone now. So that's the worker, and it works, except that well, I tested it a few times, like removing power, putting it back, like having the GPS set the RTC. It all works, so that's nice.
That's good.
And now with a Boolean, that you can also see if the GPS has set the daytime in the device. So just an extra flag that we can use to really say you have an updated time, like this is correct. In case the RTC like drifted a bit, which can always happen. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically it. I did like small changes to few views that had some bugs in the config mode. I will push it.
Okay,
today.
great. That's nice. I did some traveling for 2 days, and then I took the bK880Q, and then I noticed that if I go underground and then come up in a building area, it goes way off. It goes because of the reflections. I don't know, but we should maybe write it in the manual that if you're in a high in some area inside, especially inside, and I had it goes off 30 kilometers off.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but
What
that
was
was
the
inside. That was inside, and just coming out of the subway, and then go directly inside the building. It picks it up and then it keeps sending. It had some GPS. It could lock.
and the DOP values were okay, or
They're not so crazy high or crazy low. So I mean, they were like I can send you the file. Maybe that's easy. You can troubleshoot that. 2 times I tried with different things and they're similar.
all right? You had multiple devices with you, or just
No,
that one?
only one this time. Yeah, I didn't want to carry too much. I was going to an event and I had one with me.
The second one would have been great to see what the GPS did with that.
Yes, next time I will take
Yeah.
two, so you can compare. That makes it easier to troubleshoot. I think so. And I got my plates in for the Core 1. The Core 1 works now. The height is now correct too with the Core 1. So you put a plate between the board and the Core 1, and then the height is exactly the same. So it's a 3 millimeter, and then it's completely flat. So They work
Okay.
very nice. So we can
Do you have
use
issues with closing the case then? Because
Just,
since the battery moved,
it's the same. It's the same. It's the core one is 3 mm thinner.
yeah, that's true.
And if
Yeah,
you have a plate for 3 mm, then it's just the same height as in core 2. Sorry, the core 1, yeah. The core 2 is 3 mm higher because they have the touch screen and other things in there. It's a little bit higher.
Hmm.
The good thing of the core 2 is that we can use the pin headers the way Michael came up with, just on top instead of for me from the bottom and then soldering all in. That was a hassle. This is
yeah. I have the same, and the core basic that doesn't fit indeed, but with the cover it will,
Yeah.
or the plate.
if
I
you
did
have-
notice that with the battery now on the right side, that the case is harder to close.
Yes,
I don't-
you have to
I don't know
cut
if any of you noticed that.
the rubber.
Yeah, I only have one, so I don't
I
want to
know.
waste it.
No, I have also the same problem with cutting the rubber. So I don't like it, but it was necessary. It's just the 2 mm you need it, and then the case closes correctly. And I tested it in the rain, much rain, and didn't come rain. Rain didn't come in, so that was good. I didn't put it in a pool of water, but just outside in the storm. We had a storm a few weeks, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, I think it's still waterproof, even with the rubber. Like there shouldn't be water inside between the rubber and the case. That would be not really waterproof, I would say.
No.
Like there's this hole, but that's for pressure.
Yes.
I think it's still waterproof there. So.
Yeah, that's waterproof there. Because the bGeigieZen Nano too, you can just drop them in the water and they should
Right, no problem.
underwater even until about 1 meter, 3 meters. I think we tested it.
Okay.
No. And I ordered a new cutter for the rubber for the batteries because some people were complaining that the cuts were not so nicely done because I had to cut it in 2 parts, the rubber for the battery, and now I have one mold and I can cut it in one piece, so it's clean.
Yeah, it's clean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's necessary. It should be clean. And I don't have much other things to report except that financial is a little bit better with Safecast. We found a good sponsor, and it looks like we covered for next year, according to Peter. So good. Some
Also
sponsor.
for the server then.
Yeah, for the server. Server is expensive now. We pay a lot. And the costs are supposed to come down very soon because Jonathan is updating the Postgres database. One of the 4 is updated, and that worked fine. That's from the API. API, we have 2, one for the production and one for the replica. And the production is updated, the replica not yet. So, and then for ingest also, we need to do the same. And then the cost should go down. But then again, this is only from Postgres 11 to Postgres 12, and Postgres 12, the date of end of life for AWS is February 2025. So we have to update again. But anyway, we have to do it step by step anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's progressing. So, and Jonathan made the documentation, so in theory, we should be able to see from the documentation how to do it. And then even I can do it myself. But that would help.
But if it's in AWS, don't they have like tools to upgrade? I remember in the Google Cloud that we used, that I used at work, we were on Postgres 11 for quite a while, but we needed to update for the same reasons, and then we just upgraded like step by step, like, and it didn't take that long, but we could just say upgrade, and even
Nah,
Postgres has
I'm not sure. I have to
commands
look at the
or-
documentation because it needed something needs to be done, and I don't
Hmm.
know. I didn't read yet, so let's first
Okay.
read and see. I can share it with you too if you want to know how he did it.
Could do. I do know that if you have like a whole export of the database, you can import it in a newer Postgres.
I don't know how
That's-
that works. I mean, is it the version related or not, or if you
No, yeah, well, I don't know. Everything worked fine with me. Is mine worked, so I can't recommend it per se. It's
Mhm.
well, then just do it properly, and I don't know.
I didn't want to try it. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to mess it up.
No,
I don't want to say
I
things
already
that
messed up too
might
many
mess it up
things.
either, so I'll just leave it at this.
It's because it's more complicated because it's not only the Postgres, it's the whole environment around it, the elastic beanstalk, and it goes to other
Right.
instances, and it has to be updated together, and the Ruby version has to be aligned, and it's not
Right.
only.
Yeah, that's true.
Michael, you have experience with Postgres?
No.
No. Okay.
Mm.
Louis?
Yeah, but not really, nothing extensive, just setting up databases for students to play around with. And way back when I was doing, but this is like in the deep mists of time during the internet.com boom, setting up databases for clients.
Okay.
So I haven't looked at it lately, but yeah, I mean, it's actually quite a powerful system.
Yeah, Postgres is quite good, basically. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Okay, I hope Cyrus, he's supposed to have much more experience, but he was busy with his moving, so I couldn't contact him yet. When he's finished, I will contact him a little bit more and see what we can do. Do we have other things to talk about?
Well, one thing I noticed was that the touchscreen buttons work much better with the unified library than they did with the old library, even on the Core 2.
Hmm.
The Core S3 or SE, whatever it is, has nice button response, so that's good.
Mhm.
So you don't even there's no calibration on our part. You don't have to calibrate where the select area is on the screen or anything,
Okay,
which is
that's
nice.
nice. And it's
Yeah, they pick like the whole width and they cut it in 3, basically. That's from what I got from the code. Because I tried to look for like what areas do they allocate for the buttons, and then I finally found it that they just cut it in 3.
that's easier.
It's really easy, and I was like kind of surprised. But for the S2 or the Core 2, the touch area is quite small because it's like a small strip only where the button indicators are, and it's not part of the screen anymore. So what we had in our earlier code was that we changed the button area to a bit more on the screen. Like we moved the button, like we made it a bit bigger, so it was also partly on the screen. So if you press it, it was well, you have more area to press, but now with the unified, there's no option for that. So it's just a small strip, which can be a bit less responsive.
I didn't see any problem with that. For me, at least for me, it worked fine. The unified.
Yeah, it works fine, but you really have to press on the small area. But well, it's not that small. Like it's normal for yeah. I don't know, but on the S3, they have like a huge area, like the whole speaker area. Like it's bigger, like
Mhm.
twice or maybe 3 times as big, the touch area for the button.
Ah, okay. That may be why it responds so quickly. It could be too.
Yeah.
I mean, I notice a difference when I touch it, and also when the case is closed, it's more responsive if you just press on the case on the case that it directly jumps in. So probably because bigger area. Yeah, that makes sense.
I did change the detection for pressing the screen, because before in the Core 2 library, I made a new button which was basically the whole screen. But with the unified, you can use m5.touch, and then there's a function if any part of the screen is touched. And I just use that because if you touch
Oh.
any part of the screen, you just
That
you
will
wake
do
it
it
up.
too. That will
Yeah.
do it too. Sure.
And then for like if touch is disabled, which means the core basic, I just say if any button is pressed, then you wake it up, and then you skip the cycle so it doesn't handle the button press.
That's much
And
cool.
it works really well.
Yes.
I was kind of impressed.
I tested the latest code on the Core 1, and that works very quick and that nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one Core 1 that it doesn't work for some reason, the code. I read another program which did work, but the Zen code doesn't work on one of them. I don't know. Maybe it's something broke in the hardware or memory issue.
A black one or a gray one?
No, a black one. I got 2 black ones. Somewhere. A second. I don't remember. And one of them, that's just like it crashes. I don't know what it is, but the other one it works. Could be a Core 1 issue, or just a specific hardware issue with one of my cores. I don't know. I couldn't really debug it, so.
You could
But if it
program
works
and it
for your
shows something?
cores, sorry?
You can program it and it still shows a screen, but it crashes.
Yeah, it just crashes on startup. I don't know how to really debug it if it does work for the other core, so could be a memory issue. It's just exactly the same program. No, I just build it, upload it to one core, works. Upload it to the other core, doesn't work.
That's interesting. Yeah,
It's
probably hardware.
sounds like it's core specific, like the device specific issue.
And is it exactly the same models, or sometimes they're.
I haven't tested that. I think it should be exactly the same. Although one of them I bought here and one of them I got with the Zen that you sent last year.
Because I had 2 of a series of about 15 of them, and they were, I don't know, but there's something strange with them, because the top screen, there were all lines on them. And it did program, and it worked fine, but the screen was something strange, and it didn't look broken, but some distortion on them.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I wanted, so this new repository I created on GitHub with the unified version of the test bed, I need to create a subscription so that the updates show up. And you had said enter this command, GitHub subscribe beaks. Yeah. Where do I enter it though?
Oh, you just enter it directly into the where you write the text.
Oh, okay.
Then it's
just in GitHub on the web.
Yeah,
no, you're in the
in Slack
channel.
It's Slack. It's basically Slack. If you get the code and just put it into the text message, and this should work.
Okay.
If you start typing /GitHub, you get the interface, so you can try it.
You can just try it and see if it goes.
Okay. Oops, that didn't go. All right, I'll give it a go. All right, thanks. Stop share.
That should be easy. I mean, that is the
Yes.
subscribing. You can say how you want it. You can say if you want only the comments or only other things. There's also a whole help for it if you want to, Michael.
Okay. And there it is.
Yeah, works.
Oh, it says the repository does not exist.
Yeah, then
okay.
you should check the repository.
Yeah.
No, I have both Quora ones here, and they have the exact same version.
Mm.
So
Probably hard.
I don't know. One of them broke, probably, but the other programs still run fine. So like I just tested some small program.
Did you
Hello
check
world, basically.
the SD card? If the SD card is corrupt?
Both of them have no SD card,
Oh, okay, that makes it easy.
so no changes there.
Mm.
Exact same program I uploaded, yeah. Except for some reason one has the little cap loose.
Hmm.
There's this cap on top of the ESP core, but it got loose.
Tap.
I had a
Yeah.
little battery stuck on top of
Ah,
it.
you have to pull it off by accident.
So I pulled the battery off and then I took the cap with it. But it's just a cap, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really
but
matter.
be careful with the caps. Those are shieldings normally.
Yeah,
So
I'm
if
trying
it's
to
not
put it back now.
shielded, then that's the one with the trouble?
I don't know, it just happened.
Okay.
So maybe I hope it was. So
Okay. I hope that it was
Uh,
a trouble one. And maybe you can, if you put it back. Yeah, but you have to solder them. Be careful with the soldering there.
I don't. No, they weren't solder.
Oh, they were
It's just a
click on?
cap. Yeah, it's just click on, just a cap. There's nothing underneath either, like
It's a
on the
metal
cap
cap.
itself.
It's a metal cap?
It's a metal cap. Yeah,
Is it a heat sink?
it's not a heatsink. Oh,
I think it's a shielding for something.
It's more like a shielding. Like you can see it a little bit.
There's nothing under it?
Well, there's the ESP cores.
Oh, okay, this is shield.
I think it's just a protection shield.
No, it's a shield. It's an RF shield for it. Yeah, you should have.
Yeah,
some.
probably.
Although I've used them without shield and they work fine too.
All right. I'm just
It's
trying to click it back, but it's
probably an FCC regulation that needs to be on top of them.
perhaps. I'll fix it.
Yeah.
After.
But be careful with the soldering if you want to solder them in.
I won't.
It's good.
They're not soldered,
Okay.
so that
You
it
sure?
was just click.
Normally
Well,
they solder.
I would see some solder, but it really is just a click on thingy. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the solder would be on the backside, so
Mm,
can't see it. I have to screw it out.
okay.
It's all right. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I saw your message, Michael.
Yeah. So that's the new repository.
Okay, yeah, you subscribed. I could see that. Yeah. Oh, good. We get informed directly. That's nice. Thank you.
Sure. It was worth the effort. And yeah, Yella, thanks also for figuring out that serial interface thing.
Yeah, no problem. Which one?
Which one? Yeah.
The serial interface was different. The pins that they're
Oh, right. Yeah.
yeah. So when you initialize the serial interface, it's a different command. That worked out really well.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw your changes in the code. I saw the serial change. The if in there.
Yeah.
And Louis has some updates for us, or you've been busy?
No, really nothing from me. I've just been busy just because, well, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm going in for surgery on Wednesday for my shoulder. I busted the rotator cuff. Did a good job on it. Anyway, so I'm going to be out of the picture for at least a couple of weeks, and I've just been making sure that my college material can just sort of, like I can just throw it at students and give them some online quizzes, and so I don't have to be very active. So I've been busy on that. And another piece of news is that the Zen upgrade kit for my friend AJ came in, and
Okay.
the full Zen kit came in for Gail, but I won't get to them. My arm's going to be immobilized for like 6 weeks or something like that, so I won't be able to do any soldering till then. So she's not in a hurry, and AJ's so busy he didn't notice that it came in, so he hasn't responded to the email. I'll have to maybe phone him and leave him a whole bunch of mails.
Yeah,
So
I got the message from the Japan Post that they delivered it. So
yeah, so that and it came in. It looks great. Can't wait to build it. So thank you.
I'm not so happy with the way the packages are handled by I think in Europe especially. I've seen broken packages and things coming out, and that for example, we sent one of a set of 10 to Amsterdam. Oh, yes, to Amsterdam. And the case was the outside cut, the cartridge was completely broken. And there was one thing missing from it. It was
Wow.
sure I put it in, but it didn't
Oh.
arrive. So I couldn't do the next deliveries. I couldn't do the Chinese style, put a strong plastic bag around it, about over the carton, and then seal it. And it's very strong plastic, so it's going to be hard to everything to come out. Even if it breaks the carton box inside, it will still be fine.
Yeah, no, the packages from Canada Post came in nicely. There's no scratches, no nothing. The only thing is that the the envelope for the packing slip, just one side just unpeeled a little bit, but that's
But
trivial.
it's okay. Okay, good to hear that. And before you start soldering, put everything in, check if all the parts are there. Because sometimes I make mistakes. I try to do my best, but sometimes I missed.
All right, I'll be sure to check.
Okay.
2 minutes left.
So Louis, you wanted to set up your computers for Windows, so it will be easier for you. Did you finish that, or?
Oh, that was just a complete unmitigated disaster. For some reason, my machine, which was delivered when I originally bought it with Windows 10, there is an update in there that completely destroys it. It stays up for about 2 minutes and then crashes. It just goes totally unresponsive. Press the button for 10 seconds. So I actually had to buy another laptop, just which I'm using right now, just to get going. So that thing's when I have a chance, it's gonna go back to Linux with a Windows 10 VM. So I'll just use this laptop temporarily as Windows 11 and use the dictation and all that. And then when that's done, I'll just put my good machine, the one with the good hardware on Linux. And I guess this new one that I bought in a hurry. Well, I guess my wife needs a new one because her Mac is 12 years old.
So
Yeah.
what did you get, Louis?
It's a Lenovo T480. It's a not bad machine. Yeah. So like your typical business laptop.
Okay. Enough memory. That's a good one to always.
It only has 8 gig and 256.
Yeah,
I know it's well, right now I can't run Slack. I can't open the Slack window and run Zoom at the same time.